are seen training in the mountains of southeastern Afghanistan.
Now, the Taliban are out in full force.
387 journalists are in detention globally.
The ruling Law and Justice Party banned the recording sessions in Parliament. It also wants to restrict the number of journalists.
But these are the moments that make it worthwhile.
How do you feel at the end of the shift?
Knackered. Yeah.
50% in one day. I mean, the moves we're seeing are not normal.
We will see how this situation.
The cities are inaccessible.
Last night at my direction, the United States military successfully executed a close precision strike that killed the number one.
Due to alcohol, in a day, we are losing 57 people of blood.
Sri Lanka Mata, Apa Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Sundara Srivarini, Surani Ati Shobhamananda. Thank you. Lanka. Namo, 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 apa saja, oh beri aku syakti, aku
Din kitu bertebowi, Benjaminu ada tapamata. Din kitu bertebowi, Benjaminu ada tapamata. Sudiri jaya virovehi, Tada dira sitadra, Alad vined pahada. Din kitu bertebowi, Benjaminu ada tapamata. Din kitu bertebowi, Benjaminu ada tapamata. Sakihi bo anande patura, anada terunte lu aja salsa. Sakihi bo anande patura, anada terunte lu aja salsa. Devi tere sitave seva, pamad nuve mutilo nadisa. Devi tere sitave seva, pamad nuve mutilo nadisa. Din kitu bertebowi, Benjaminu ada tapamata. Din kitu bertebowi, Benjaminu ada tapamata.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to take your time and refer to one of Dr. Emperor quotes. We are not having perfect people in the world. We accept democracy with all the weaknesses and infirmities of the people, and we must abide with them until such time as we can educate them to the contrary. Indeed, this is the great merit of democracy. It is an educative process. Humanity has not progressed in a smooth upward climb. Undulating waves have carried humanity through ups and downs, slowly progressing to higher levels. Ladies and gentlemen, for the 5th consecutive year, welcome to the Ananda College Model United Nations Conference 2021. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Charge the Affairs of the Ananda College Model United Nations Conference, Sasindu Induvara, to deliver the welcome speech.
Thank you, Dilaka. A very good morning to all of you. our chief guest and principal, Mr. S.M. Kirthiratna, our dear teacher in charge, Mrs. Geethani Suryarachi, my colleagues and dear delegates. It is with great pleasure I welcome all of you to the 5th edition of Ananda College Model United Nations Conference. As you all know, ACMUN has always been the pioneer of MUN in Sri Lanka. Starting from 2005 till this very moment, we have been committed to our exercise in empowering youth diplomacy all across Sri Lanka. It is as a result of this undying commitment that you are witnessing this yet again another symbolic chapter of Model UN Arena in Sri Lanka. I would also like to take this moment to refer to the many initiatives our team has conducted within this year as subsidiary projects of this diplomatic intercourse. From the blogger competition in 2021, which was the article writing competition held by our club, to the crisis simulation which was held very recently. All these events played an important role in laying the foundation of this year's ACMUNC conference. With that in mind, I would now like to conclude my speech by keeping this simple but important quote in front of you. Diplomacy is not expecting people to understand what your intent is. It is anticipating as to how it will be perceived. Thank you all very much. Over to you, Thilan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome a very special individual to address this gathering. He was the former Secretary General of the Sri Lanka Model United Nations Conference and was a prominent figure back in the day at Ananda College Model United Nations Association, and that is none other than Seth Ganipula.
First of all, I am honored to have been given the privilege of speaking at the opening ceremony of Ananda College Model United Nations 2021. It is an honor, especially since I am an Anandian, to have been invited to speak as a guest at Ananda College Model United Nations, a conference that I myself have been a part of a few years ago. I certainly do not wish to take much of your time because I know that everyone joining the conference right now would rather debate in their respective committees as opposed to listening to a bunch of speeches. But I just thought of recalling the importance of Ananda College Model United Nations as a conference with the hope of demonstrating how fortunate all delegates who are joining this conference today are to be a part of such a monumental conference. Ananda College pioneered the first ever diplomatic conference simulation in Sri Lanka. Being an instrumental part of organizing Simulation SARC, the predecessors of Sri Lanka Model United Nations, Anandians played an essential role in creating a culture of diplomacy in Sri Lanka. And Ananda College Model United Nations is yet another chapter of that same legend, written and rejuvenated by the most recent group of descendants of the same class. I'm sure the conference is going to be nothing short of elegant. But before I conclude, let me wish all the delegates good luck for their respective committees and hope that everyone will have a memorable conference at the end.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome the Secretaries General Ravindu Karnaratna and Kalna Shri Sandaravan to announce the exco and open the show.
Thank you, Dilika. Good morning, everyone. I am Kalana Shri Sandaravan. 5 years ago, in 2017, Ananda College Model United Nations Association held its very first MUN conference. And from the very get-go, it was one of the premier MUN stages in Sri Lanka. And then in 2020, we turned that national stage into an international stage by bringing delegates from all around the world. And now in 2021, for the 5th edition of that golden legacy, we are yet again prepared to offer an unparalleled MUN experience for our delegates. where timely events discussed, diplomacy and tact awarded, and practical resolutions are celebrated. Furthermore, for the first time in Sri Lankan MUN history, ACMUN Special Committee will be partnering up with the National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol to give to the Sri Lankan youth a platform to voice their opinion and to offer their own solution to a very much ongoing and present problem in Sri Lanka. And as a symbol of youth engagement in contemporary issues in Sri Lankan society, we will be presenting the resolution from the special committee to the Sri Lankan government. And with that said, I would like to offer the floor to my colleague Ravi Karunaratne to announce the executive committee for the conference and to open the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalana. Once again, a very good morning to all of you. I am Ravindra Vikramanayake Karunaratne. As my colleague Kalana stated, ACMUN 21 is a one-of-a-kind special conference. And those specialties would have never been enforced without the help of a great executive committee. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the executive committee of Ananda College Model United Nations Conference 21. Under Secretary General of Conference Management, Dilek Vikramasinghe, the Under Secretary General of Registrations, Ryan Vishwa, Head of IT, Ashan Sachinta, Head of Public Relations, Vinaka Dharmaratne, Head of Finances, Himasha Devaligoda, Head of Operations, Jayajitha Bodhinayaka, Head of Logistics, Prabhash Mahavatya, and Deputy Head of IT, Vidas Vinnath, Deputy Head of Operations, Vinod Gunaran. Moving on to the introduction of the chairs for the committees of ACMUN 21. Starting off with the General Assembly 1, President George Ladapastu, Co-President Oneli Kalipani. Moderator of General Assembly 1, Mani Tulmin. Moving on to the Human Rights Council. Co-President Sanara Gallenage, Pranesh Fernando, and Teja Natija Amarasri. Moderator of HRC, Ranupa Vikramanayake. United Nations Economic and Social Council. Co-Presidents Timothy Shankar and Sherina Fernandez. Moderator of ICASOC, Neha Udevela. Moving on to the World Health Assembly. President Sivan. Co-Presidents Amira Baby and Pavit Vidya. Moderator of WHA Arindya Lugge, United Nations Security Council. President Vidul Radiyala. Co-President Senut Dampu. Moderator of Security Council Chatma Kunchiheva. And moving on to the ACMUN Special Committee. President Tarusha Fernando, and Co-President Revindu Pereira. Moderator of the Special Committee, Dhyana Senadira. With that being said, by all the powers vested on me as the Secretary General of ACMUNC 21, I declare all sessions open.